In most funerals, even those that take place in churches, the person who dies is eulogized. What does it mean to be eulogized? It means to be praised. The focus is on praising the person who is dead, not praising God. That's why, if you ever noticed, in this church, there are no eulogies. By the way, we think about the eulogies that take place in funerals, and I'm sure you've been to funerals uncounted where a person was eulogized. Why do you think that is? I'll wait. To do what?
Ask the question.
Why do you think there are eulogies? Why are there obituaries in the newspaper as well? Why are there eulogies at funerals? What is the purpose? What are they for?
To honor the person.
For us.
For those who came
Remember with the Father
to hear.
in a favorable way.
Yes.
Sort of.
That they,
There's a deeper purpose behind them.
that God may be glorified.
Not really. I wish that were true. I submit to you that the purpose for a eulogy or an obituary is for a person or a person's loved ones to convince the world that he or she mattered. To say that they were important. That their life had an impact in the world, and that their death, therefore, is a loss to the world. But it's really important what people say about you after you die.
No, actually not.
I don't think, apart from the issue of sin, God cares what people say about you after you die.
Too late.
Too late for that. So what matters then is not what people say about you in a eulogy or an obituary. What matters is what God says about you. And nothing else matters to you after you die. We call that judgment, by the way. So given the fact that we all have a single mortal life that will soon pass, how do you plan to spend the rest of it? How do you want to spend it? What ambitious thing would you like to achieve before the end of your days that would make your existence in this world somehow, well, remarkable?
Are you asking me?
Yeah.
Okay. I want people to know that Jesus lives in me and I will live less than me and more than me.
How would that? So you want to achieve invisibility.
I want to achieve the glory of God through me.
Okay, close. That's close. I talk about becoming transparent. You heard me say that before?
Yes.
That we become less visible and Jesus becomes more visible. I think it's kind of the same idea. But what about your ambition? What ambition do you have? Think about some of the common ambitions. The world, by the way, is full of ambitious people in all walks and levels of life. There are those, for instance, who aspire for popularity. That's their goal. Be popular, to be liked. If they are liked, they think their life has value. There are those who aspire to remain young. And then, because they can't do that, they focus on remaining young looking. Instead, they tend to spend a whole lot of money on health supplements and surgery and cosmetics. And that's not just women, by the way, trust me. There is a whole burgeoning market in men's hair color products. I was astonished to learn that. The men's hair color products has finally exceeded a $500 million a year industry.
Wow.
Women, by the way, is $2.2 billion a year. Some people aspire for higher education. Some aspire for political or public position. People will aspire for greater possessions. Some aspire for greater authority or power. That doesn't necessarily mean those are bad things. These are all, in proper context, good things to which we can aspire. If you aspire for power to make people's lives better, praise God. That's a good use of power. If you aspire for possessions to make your family's life comfortable and to share with others, that's a good use of possessions. It's a good use of money. It's not wrong to aspire to these things as long as they're done in context and in proportion. Sometimes a lot of words we tend to think a whole lot about as Americans. Becoming wealthy in all these areas in context and in proportion. But the real question here is this. Do you aspire to spiritual things? Do you aspire to heavenly things? Are you spiritually ambitious, or are you spiritually content? In our gospel reading for today it says, and when he was in the house, he asked them, what were you discussing on the way? But they kept silent. For on the way they had argued with one another about who was the greatest. This argument wasn't settled here, by the way. It goes on. The next chapter of Mark, it's also in Matthew, it's also in John. And if you want a fuller description of the kind of argument we're having, let me read to you the passage from Matthew. It's in, shows we're arguing about the same kind of thing. Matthew chapter 20, verses 20 to 26. It says, then the mother of the sons of Zebedee came up to him with her sons, and kneeling before him, she asked him for something. They said to her, what do you want? She said to him, say that these two sons of mine are to sit, one at your right hand and one at your left, in your kingdom. Jesus answered. By the way, now he's talking to the boys. He says, you don't know what you're asking. Are you able to drink the cup that I am to drink? And they said to him, we're able. And he said to them, you will drink my cup. But to sit at my right hand and at my left is not mine to grant, but it is for those for whom it has been prepared by my Father. And when the 10 heard it, they were indignant at the two brothers. Yeah, I imagine they were. You know, and even after today's lesson, which we read about today, we learn that they didn't get it. This is Mark chapter 9. Because in Mark chapter 10, they're arguing about the same thing. They're still at it. They came to Jesus and said, grant me we may sit with you in your glory. A lot of preachers will tell you that what these two disciples wanted was prominence. It was prominence and position in and amongst the group. I think that's not true. I think the evidence is very plain that that's not true. And the evidence is simply this. Jesus didn't rebuke them. So he rebuked others who attempted to lord it over other people. He rebuked them. So obviously that's not the issue here. I think instead, because what they asked of Jesus was not offensive to him, instead it wasn't a request for prominence. I think it was an example of a rare ambition, a valuable ambition. They were spiritually ambitious. They were aspiring to spiritual things and to spiritual work. So this raises the question then of what it was they did desire. What it is they were aspiring to. That had the disciples arguing on the road. That's revealed, by the way, in the next chapter, chapter 10. I'm not going to get into that a whole lot, but I am going to mention it briefly. And it's first of all, James and John aspired for an intimate relational position with Christ. An intimate relational position with Christ. See, they wanted to be at the side of Jesus. Not just now in the early days, but forever. They weren't satisfied with just a relationship. They wanted eternal intimacy with Christ. How do you do that? You make sure you're right next to him. Get in close. Snuggle up. Right? Right and left hand. I want to be right there with you, Lord. Don't leave me behind. But they didn't really get this whole kingdom of God thing yet. We see the evidence of that later on. And 3 years walking the road with Jesus was not enough for them. They longed for eternal intimacy with him. We don't want this to end. He says he's going to go die, but we don't want this to end. They were already close to Jesus, but they wanted more. They wanted more. They wanted to position and place themselves close to him so as to not be separated from him. Now, I don't know if this seems like an ambition to you, because quite frankly, it seems that the majority of Christians are content to lead a fairly shallow Christian life. There's not much spiritual ambition. But James and John were not satisfied. It just wasn't enough just to know and see the presence of Jesus as he walked about in his ministry. They wanted to feel his presence forever. That's admirable. We too can't just be satisfied with being part of the family of God. If that's not enough, you have no idea, but if you think it's enough, you have no idea what you're missing out on. There's so much more. Not just in the world to come, the life to come, there's so much more now. But it requires ambition. We have to learn, first of all, to enjoy, to have pleasure, to have fun in our relationship with the Lord. Have you ever thought about having fun with the Lord? In those kind of terms. New thought? Think about it. The second thing that they aspired to, by the way, was greater kingdom responsibility. To be the right and left hand of a king. Remember, they already think he's going to become the king. Their idea is the Rome's going to go away, and he's going to be the king. They wanted responsibilities at his right and left hand side. Now, in the culture of that day, the right-hand man was the executive. He's the one that put into place what the king ordered. The left-hand man was the advisor, who advised the king on good decisions to make, or on what things he might not know about that might bite him in the butt. So asking for right and left-hand positions, they're asking very specific positions of authority in the kingdom of God. It's hard, by the way, to find people who are ready and willing to give up the things they're already doing in order to do more in the kingdom of God. It's hard to find people who, although happy with their place in God's kingdom, aspire to more. Or show me how I can do more for you. Or show me how I can be more effective in building your kingdom. Give me more work, Lord. I don't think I've ever heard that. So James and John were willing to be on the list of those who work in the kingdom of God, even in the afterlife. He says he's going to die. Fine, what about your right and left hand? That's pretty powerful. Who amongst us really wants to work in the kingdom of God? Who takes joy in it? Because quite frankly, what we have today, by and large, in the first world, Christianity is a Christianity of people who have idle hands and idle lips when it comes to the work of extending and growing the kingdom of God. Hands not lifted and mouth not opened. Doesn't mean they don't love the Lord. They do. They're not too concerned about his kingdom. Just him. We mostly have people who are contented to give less, to extend only the smallest portion of their life for the work of God. But God put us here on earth for his purposes, by the way. But quite frankly, for most of us, we don't have that ambition. That's not part of what we aspire to. Oh, we may not appear before Christ in eternity with our hands completely empty. We've done something, perhaps some little thing. But can we say we have done all that our God has asked of us? Or have we done less than he's asked of us? In the Old Testament, the Israelites were commanded that no one should appear before God empty-handed. May God find our hands and our voices aggressively doing his work, aggressively speaking his word, And if possible, finding works to do in his kingdom that are greater than we even know we can do. And thirdly, James and John aspired to see the establishment of Christ's glorious kingdom. They want to see the whole world under the rulership of Jesus. They just have no clue what that's going to look like. They have their own imaginings and ideas, which we know now bore very little resemblance to what God had in mind at all. I had no idea how they thought we were going to conquer the world for Christ, but I imagine it would involve violence. That's what they thought. Overthrow the oppressors and all that. But we know now that God had a very different idea of how to spread his kingdom, how to make his kingdom expand and grow. We have a different idea of what Jesus' kingship really looks like. We understand that it grows through the proclamation of the gospel of salvation. But they wanted to be with Jesus in his glory forever. They did. They aspired to that. Whatever that looked like or entailed. Is that your ambition, too? To be there, no matter what it looks like? And you can look around you on a day-by-day basis. You can look around, you can see the people who don't really believe that the kingdom of heaven is real. You can see it, by the way. It's evident in the way they live. By the way, I'm not talking about unbelievers. I'm not. I'm talking about people who think they're Christian. So-called believers in Jesus, whose preoccupation is this life, not his life. Christians who just seem to be so very attached to the world. Paul said, fix your eyes on things above. The writers of the book of Hebrews said, fix your eyes on Jesus. Good advice, I think. It's not enough just to know that there is a heaven, or just to profess a belief in the afterlife. We must have our hearts and minds focused on it. If that's not where our ambition is pointed, then plainly it's pointed somewhere else. So we look at all of this, and I want to look at the response of Jesus. How he responded to this argument they had on the road. That he already knew what they were arguing about. We read you from the gospel lesson for the day. He said to them, if anyone will be first, he must be last of all, and servant of all. And he took a child, and he put him in the midst of them, and taking him in his arms, he said to them, whoever receives one such child in my name receives me. And whoever receives me receives not me, but the one who sent me. Great. You want to be at my side and serve at my right hand forever? Okay. Here's how you start. Lead the children to me. Pretty profound answer. And I think very much directed at James and John. You want to serve me? You want to work for me? Here it is, lead the kids to me. Bring me the children. In the upper room, the disciples expressed their undying commitment to Jesus. Remember, at the time of the Last Supper? They were willing to die with him. Until we get to the Garden of Sept. Then that all changes. What happened there? They mostly ran away. No, they all ran away. Every one of them. They all fled. You know why? They weren't ready. They weren't ready. Gives us a very solemn lesson, and I think a warning as well. None of us can expect to experience the manifestation of God's power in our life, the power of the Holy Spirit in our life, if we're not willing to go through the Garden of Gethsemane to the cross, if we're not willing to experience with Jesus death and resurrection, death to self and resurrection to his new life. If we're shallow in our Christian walk, you're not going to receive power to do the work he's giving you to do because you're ignoring the job. It doesn't give you power to play with. It gives you power to accomplish his purposes. If you're not seeking to accomplish his purposes, guess what you ain't getting? Power. Now, that's Jesus' reaction. Now let's look at the reaction of the disciples. I have to admit that I fall in, I look at this lesson and I think, okay, I probably would have fallen with the other 10. I wouldn't have got it either. They misunderstood James and John. They thought they were self-aggrandizing. Why? It's a normal human practice. To be self-aggrandizing, to build yourself up. It's normal that people will misunderstand you. Whenever you're spiritually ambitious, you will be misunderstood. It's going to happen. And if you're not spiritually ambitious, you probably won't be misunderstood. A lack of ambition is easy to understand. But if you're spiritually ambitious, you know what's going to happen to you? If you decide you want to be ambitious for the kingdom of God, people are going to call you too spiritual. Yeah, you're too spiritual. Or worse yet, you know, that person's a Jesus freak. What a lovely epithet that is. Call me a Jesus freak. I like that idea. But the world doesn't. The world does not. And if we are happily ambitious about the kingdom of God, we will be labeled with some label that's derogatory to the world just for our spiritual ambition to see the kingdom of God grow and expand. Many people will even keep distance from you. People you knew will pull away if you become spiritually ambitious. Because now you're like a time bomb waiting to go off. Right? Even people in the church will pull away from you if you become gung-ho for the kingdom of God. And don't worry though. I promise you, God knows your conviction. He knows your ambition, or the lack of it. People may misunderstand you, but if you're spiritually ambitious, God will reward you. God will reward you. That's a promise. It's there. And finally, at the end of our mortal life, the opinion of other people, well, not really that important in relation to eternity. It's not. What's important is what God says. Does God say to you at the end of your life, well done, my good and faithful servant? So consider this honestly. Are you spiritually ambitious?